protect all Filipinos from extradition, but extradition in the general sense, not in the extradition defined in our law vis-a-vis. The complication here, Mr.
Why
President.
not just use rendition? Because rendition simply means handing over a suspect to another jurisdiction, whether it's another country or an international court. Pagka sinabing extraordinary rendition, parang kinindap ng CIA, tas dadalhin sa kanila para interrogate
Yes.
without going through the normal judicial processes.
Point is well taken, and I see. Mr. President, would the term extrajudicial rendition be acceptable? Because basically, the point of the resolution is that kung sumama kusa yung in-extradite, no problem. Pero kung tingin niya dapat punta siya sa korte, hindi dapat extrajudicial, dapat may judicial process. So would
Correct.
extrajudicial rendition...
As in the case of the former president.
I'm amendable to taking out that paragraph because I want to look at this prospectively. I think there will be some political color if we talk about what happened in the past. And besides, Mr. President, that case is with the Supreme Court. So the bottom line of this resolution is that if for whatever reason, a mistaken identity, sinasabi ng tao, hindi ako yan, sinasabi ng tao, he's innocent or wala tayong treaty doon, he can run to court before he is removed from the country. It will be a privilege to answer questions from the very important pro temp VIP.
This is more of a manifestation of support rather than interpellation. However, Mr. President, with the permission of the distinguished minority leader, I would like to be clarified first on the definition of extraordinary rendition. How would you define in your own terms, extraordinary rendition? Medyo matapang lang po, natatapangan ako doon sa extraordinary rendition. At the proper time, maybe I can introduce some amendments to just soften the language used.
Actually, Mr. President, I had the same reaction when my staff showed me the draft because some of them have exposure in international law. So vis-a-vis ordinary rendition. So ordinarily, a local court issues the warrant, and then if there's an extradition request, then based on the extradition request, it's given to a local court. The local court will then issue its arrest warrant and then would allow the extradition. But for countries who allows extraordinary rendition, so some countries do not allow. For example, Venezuela, pero kinuha pa rin yung leader nila. So I think that was the intent to just emphasize that if it's not an extradition request, it will be a extraordinary rendition of arresting and what's the better word of exporting or of extraditing a Filipino?
Yeah, I have a definition of extraordinary rendition. Refers to the transfer of a person, usually a suspected terrorist or criminal, from one country to another without formal legal procedures, often to a country where the person may be interrogated outside normal judicial safeguards. So it's quite strong, Mr. President.
Yes.
And if we're dealing with the ICC, I don't think the proper terms or any country that we have extradition treaty with, mukhang I think we should change the language from extraordinary rendition to another.
Yeah. Just to explain, Mr. President, and then I have no objection to changing it. It is really used by defense lawyers, not only in the ICC but other courts, when someone is taken from their country and brought to the international courts without first passing the local courts. But as you said, Mr. President, it's not only kasi may connotation by denotation. So I would be amendable to protect all Filipinos from extradition, but extradition in the general sense, not in the extradition defined in our law vis-a-vis. The complication here, Mr.
Why
President.
not just use the rendition? Because rendition simply means handing over a suspect to another jurisdiction,
Pwede naman.
whether it's another country or an international court. I remember, Mr. President, in the Anti-Terrorism Act which I sponsored, there's a provision there prohibiting extraordinary rendition because we are referring to a terrorist. Kasi ang connotation, pagka sinabing extraordinary rendition, parang kinindap ng CIA, tas dadalhin sa kanila para interrogate
Yes.
without going through the normal judicial processes.
Point is well taken, and I see. Mr. President, would the term extrajudicial rendition be acceptable? Because basically, the point of the resolution is that kung sumama kusa yung in-extradite, no problem. Pero kung tingin niya dapat punta siya sa korte, hindi dapat extrajudicial. Dapat may judicial process. So would
Correct.
extrajudicial rendition...
As in the case of the former president.
I'm amendable to taking out that paragraph because I want to look at this prospectively. I think there will be some political color if we talk about what happened in the past. And besides, Mr. President, that case is with the Supreme Court. So the bottom line of this resolution is that if for whatever reason, a mistaken identity, sinasabi ng tao, hindi ako yan, sinasabi ng tao, he's innocent or wala tayong treaty doon, he can run to court before he is removed from the country. Yun lang naman po.
Thank you,
ang
Mr.
intention,
President. Maybe we can, we can use extrajudicial rendition. Because if the person arrested by the custodial state will not go through the local court, at least for authenticity. My next question, Mr. President, is, are you familiar with the Article 59 of the Rome Statute?
Yes, Mr. President.
It's very clear here, I'll just read for the record some of the salient provisions here.
Kailangan domestic.
Number one, a state party which has received a request for provisional arrest or for arrest and surrender shall immediately take steps to arrest the person. That's a given. Number two, a person arrested shall be brought promptly before the competent judicial authority in the custodial state, which shall determine in accordance with the law of that state that the warrant applies to that person, the person has been arrested in accordance with the proper process, and the person's rights have been respected. Meron pa nga rito na the person arrested shall have the right to apply to the competent authority in the custodial state for interim release. Pwede pa nga mag-request ng interim release But of course, pag ginrant yung interim release, the custodial state will have to inform the ICC or the International Court. So it's very clear even in the Rome Statute na hindi pwede yung basta pagka-aresto, diretso sa aeroplano para i-deliver.
Yes.
And it's the Rome Statute.
I agree with your interpretation, Mr. President. Not only as a senator but as the former chief PNP. Ang point ko lang kasi dito, Mr. President, in the previous constitutions, the Constitution allowed other authorities to issue warrant of arrest. But in the 87 Constitution, it's very clear, it's only a judge. And kailangan may personal examination.
Yeah, personal examination.
So, if you look at the ICC comprehensively and of course Article 59, ang keyword dyan is complementarity. Dapat nagko-complement yung dalawa. So, if you look at UK, Canada, South Korea, for example, Mr. President, Argentina, Paraguay, South Africa, all of them have provisions, whether it's arrest to extradition or whether it's surrender, it gives the individual being arrested an opportunity to run to their local courts. So,
I agree. I completely agree, Mr. President, because it is an utter disrespect to the local court or local authorities to just, without passing through the the normal judicial process here, at least for authentication, for verification, the person that has been issued the warrant of arrest will just be brought out of the country. So, but some legal experts are invoking RA 9851, yung sa Crimes Against Humanity. And mind you, Section 17, malinaw din po rito na hindi naman po mandatory. Hindi ito yung kailangan pagka
That's the section.
nahuli, kailangan i-turn over. Kasi hindi po siya lang ginamit eh. In the interest of justice, the relevant Philippine authorities may dispense with the investigation or prosecution of a crime punishable under this act if another court or international tribunal is already conducting the, that's another matter. Ano? Instead, the authorities may surrender or extradite suspected or accused persons in the Philippines to the appropriate international court, if any, or to another state pursuant to the applicable not applicable here, no, the extradition, because we're not dealing here with the extradition. So, hindi naman po mandatorily expressed, no, or hindi mandatory yung sinasabi ng 9851 na i-turn over.
Well, Mr. President, 2 points. One, in the Pangilinan versus Cayetano case, it was made very clear that
Who's that Cayetano, Mr. President?
I was Secretary of Foreign Affairs at that time. So my name was by the process of the Supreme Court. But actually yung Solgen naman po ang nag-file talaga ng legal arguments, Mr. President. And then, of course, it was Senator Kiko Pangilinan. So, of course, the main issue was whether or not the President can get out of a treaty without concurrence of the Senate. But meron pong discussion doon na sinasabi na ang treaty kailangan complies with the Constitution. So any treaty, for example, Mr. President, that says that anyone can arrest anyone but hindi dadaan sa judge, that's unconstitutional. So if you look at all other countries, ine-emphasize nila yung Constitution din nila. And if you look at the Rome Statute, wala namang conflict po eh. Sinasabi din ng Rome conflict nandun eh. Secondly, Mr. President, of course, we entered the Rome Statute and the ICC, we ratified it after we passed this law. So, meaning even assuming you can surrender someone, that doesn't mean that he cannot go to the judge and question whether... So for example, Mr. President, hinuli si Joel Villanueva pero sinabi si Win Gatchalian siya.
Yes.
I mean, it might be funny to us and we might know the difference between the two gentlemen. Minsan yung media nagkakamali. But what if you had actual twins, di ba? Si Alan Tan and Ping Tan, and ang hinuhuli si Alan, si Ping ang nahuli, di ba? Shouldn't he have the opportunity to go before the court and say, we might have the same DNA, baka magkamukha kami, but that's not me, that's my brother. So this is the most simple case I can think of. And some people will say na hindi na kailangan to kasi umalis na tayo sa ICC. But remember, Mr. President, so far, no, ang sabi ng ICC, basta't yung period na may jurisdiction pa sila. So kung bigla tayong may nakitang mass grave dito at pinagbintangan yung ibang leader ng ibang insurgency, pwede na lang silang damputin. Or for example, sa Marawi, what if someone shows the ICC certain footages na hindi kompleto at pinalabas ay may binomba na eskwelahan or ospital at crimes against humanity to or war crimes to? Will we not allow our generals to go to our court muna? I mean, that's one reason the United States and China, Russia have not ratified or have not joined the ICC because nga of the wartime actions of their military. But in our context, Mr. President, recently, even just former Justice Secretary Aguirre was named dun sa co-conspirator. Ang lapit na ho sa presidente nun kasi alter ego na yon eh. So for example, no, and I hanga ako sa tao na to, no, but and there's no imputation of anything to him, but for example, Mr. President, Secretary Anyo is now our national security advisor, but he was the ILG during Marawi. I cannot see a situation where the ICC wants to arrest him and bigla na lang natin siyang isasakay sa plano without him being allowed to go to court, no? Or to the Solgen to what do you call this, to make representations in our local court. So, dun papunta, Mr. President, yung aking thinking sa resolution na to.
Yes. You mentioned mistaken identity because of some lookalikes, ano? And you also mentioned Vitaliano Aguirre. And I have a staff member who looks like Vitaliano Aguirre. He's here.
Oo naman.
Mr. President, Vince Dizon is also here.
So, talagang totoo yung sinasabi nyo. Kailangan talaga dumaan sa local court para man lang ma-authenticate yung real identity ng person who is subject of a warrant of arrest. No? And are you also familiar with Article 89 of the Rome Statute?
Not so much with Article 89.
Dito
Mr.
po,
President.
ganun din. Wala namang konflikto sa article kanina, sa 59, or what's that? Anyway, nakalagay dito, the court, meaning the international court, may transmit a request for the arrest and surrender of a person together with the material supporting the request outlined in Article 91, that's another article, to any state on the territory of which that person may be found, and shall request the cooperation of that state in the arrest and surrender. Anyway, minention din dito na state parties shall, in accordance with the provisions of this part and the procedure under their national law. No? When the national law that is referred to here is 9851, which I mentioned earlier, as I mentioned earlier, hindi naman po mandatory yung...
Sir President, I agree with the gentleman, Senate President Pro Temp, and I think it falls upon the Supreme Court to come out with its rules. Yung isang reason po nagbunsad sa akin na i-draft tong resolution na to, nung in-announce ng ICC na meron silang tinatawag na secret warrant of arrest. And I understand. Kasi nga, if you're dealing with war crimes or with genocide, Mr. President, and you're talking about dictators that have billions of dollars and can hide all around the world, you don't want to give them advance notice. But on the other hand, Mr. President, if you look at our Constitution, the person has the right to see the warrant and to informed of the charges. And my interpretation is a local judge has to see that. So for me, there's no conflict if the Supreme Court has certain rules regarding that. No? So meaning, halimbawa po Mr. President, pag dumating yung request dito, mapunta sa isang judge, he's not allowed to discuss it or announce it publicly until he issues the warrant of arrest and then an operation for the arrest. Ang point lang sa akin, Mr. President, before he is removed from this country, ma-redress niya pa rin yung sarili niya sa korte.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President. And as I mentioned earlier, I fully support this Senate resolution, of course, subject to style,
Yes,
based
thank
on
you,
what
Mr.
we have agreed earlier. So that's all, Mr. President, and I will continue to support this resolution. Thank you very much.
I thank you, Mr. President, for that interpolation, and maybe we can look at the whereas clause that can be interpreted as political and not only subject to style but also in substance, so that this can be a bipartisan measure that will ensure the constitutional rights of all Filipinos. Thank you very much, Senator Lacson, for that interpolation.
Thank you very much, Mr. President and Madam President, and to our dear colleague. Senator Cayetano, our Minority Floor Leader, I just got a text message. There's just some proposed amendments. There are no longer any more interpellation, so maybe we can close the period of interpellation. And on Monday, I believe the Senate President would like to propose amendments together with Senator Lacson and Senator Kiko Pangilinan as well.
Yes.
So if it's all right, we can close the period of interpellation for
And
the
Mr.
moment.
President, our staff can also
Work together.
discuss so that we can consult everyone and reword it. I think it's a good day and a good opportunity to just clarify this. And may I just emphasize again, in the end, unless kasi we amend this Republic Act or come up with a new law, which will take time, it really falls, this is really a sense of the Senate. And I think one of the addresses will really be the Honorable Supreme Court. They did come out with rules for extradition. But I think there was a statement that it might not be applicable to rules of surrender under this RA. So maybe some clarity will come out of this. So again, thank you, Majority Leader, and to
Thank you.
our Madam Senate President.